Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing Five Nights at Freddy's Part 5. Part 5, Night 5, Night 6, and Night 7. I won't go through Night 5 and Night 6 too much, as it's mainly Night 7 that most of the footage comes from, as I bet the game. I had to, yes, do the entirety of Night 5 again, because I got a new PC and I just haven't tried to do it. I just haven't tried. I just haven't until now. Now, the only problem with this is that I had to do this all over again, which was pretty disappointing, I guess you could say, but it is it is what it is. At the end of the day, I've finally done it after 2 weeks of just grinding Night 7. I mean, I don't know, too much footage of Night 7. And also, if the, video seems a bit off, it doesn't seem really centered or in place, that's because for some reason it, just had it in the top left of the screen. And I had to kind of zoom in on it, but yeah, nothing much happened on Night 5. I'll probably mainly show deaths and just stuff like that, and also just some of the secret stuff like it's me and all that, but I won't really show too much as the footage is mainly boring. And this is me just not too long after recording me getting it, beating Night 7 even, and it was a painful experience, and I wish it upon no one, and I believe the It's Me thing just happened there. So I will show clips mainly, but Night 7 is the one I had to record the most. Night 5 and Night 6 was an absolute breeze, but Night 7, 420 mode, man, it's not good stuff. But yeah, let's see. Oh, well, I'll just see you later. Come on, it's been 5 a.m. for so long. There we go. And, well, basically the same thing happened for the 6th night. I kind of just sped run through it. Same situation as Night 5, just pull up the camera, repeat the process, and that was it. There was nothing special about it at all. All I really did was just repeat the same process that I did over and over and over and over. And, well, it eventually made me win, which I will obviously show. And then we'll get into Night 7, which was by far the hardest thing I think I've ever done in this game. It was just so frustrating and annoying. But that's besides the point. Anyway, enough of that. And well, I'll see you along in the pain when the pain really starts to settle in. And so it began. I do want to put out that I did watch a tutorial before this because I knew I wasn't gonna do this alone. I knew I just couldn't, but I found a strategy that worked, but it didn't. It it just didn't hit. It just didn't work. The first few times I would get really close, and then I would just die. Most of the time I would die, it would be by stupidity, like what just happened with Chica. Yeah, stupidity, lack of sense, or just overall adrenaline. That was the main thing that was keeping me off. I had some adrenaline feeling in my hands, and I had to take multiple breaks because I just could not for the life of me do it. But then eventually, obviously, if you're seeing this video, which you most likely are, I did it, and I'm happy that I did it because that was a painful, grueling experience, and I wish that upon no one. That it just made me suffer quite a bit. And so I guess what you will be seeing here is probably a lot more voiceovers and a few more deaths, and then we'll get into the final run, the final 14 minutes of the recording. This is one of the many, many, many examples of stupidity you will probably see from me, but at the end of the day, I've done it, and nothing really matters now. FNAF 2 will probably take a minute as I'm currently broke and I don't really have the money at the moment, but that will. I'll get it eventually. This is from a second recording. This is probably from the second weekend or something that I was recording from. You did hear my voice, I believe, for a little bit there, but I don't really know what I was saying. I was probably just saying that, the video started and that, I would get there eventually. I decided to not put in too many of the deaths in the first recording, because then this video would be too long and it would be unwatchable. No one wants an unwatchable video unless it's a actual good quality produced video. Not saying mine is, but I'm also not saying that it isn't. But yeah, it just the pain continued and continued, and I'm not gonna show all of it because I have just like over an hour or so of footage just of me trying to get this right. Which you may be thinking, oh, that isn't that much, or you only have an hour or so of footage. Markiplier took, I don't know, 7 hours. But in my defense, Markiplier was using a strategy that, didn't work too well. And also, I think you need to understand that this was over the course of weekends. This was over the course of weeks. Just because this is an hour of recording does not mean it went to waste. But at least it didn't go on for 7 hours, otherwise I would probably be dying of how long. In fact, I probably would have just deleted most of the recordings and just took the ones that I needed. I think also one of my biggest mistakes that I made during, of just me in the whole trying to beat Night 7 is I kept looking at the time. I constantly kept looking at the time, and my hand was shaky. I had adrenaline. It just was a bad news bears. It just did not work. But next weekend, which quote unquote is this weekend, depending on when this is uploaded, is obviously when I did it, and it just did not work. I died by multiple things, multiple times, and then obviously eventually I got it, and I keep on repeating the same process and the same word. It did not work, it did not work. I just kept on trying. It's because I did, and, it, it really did. Some of the things YouTubers do for their channels is really, really, like, painfully long, and it's just a hard process. Now, I'm not saying that, this was a hard thing to do. Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. It wasn't like as bad as, Markiplier, maybe Corey X Kenshin, a few of them wasn't as hard as them, but it definitely was hard, and it just goes to show, some people's dedication, which is what you should do as well. If you ever want to try and beat FNAF and you haven't beat it yet, well, this is, I guess, your motivation, your purpose, in a sense, to do it. Maybe purpose isn't the right word, but motivation definitely. And yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm sighing is because I'm still just getting over the fact that that I did this. It's a long process, and I'm just happy that I did it, and I'm happy that I can finally upload this video. I mean, and it's before Christmas too. I thought, oh, this is gonna take ages, but no, it did. It got on time. It was on time. It was as I wanted it to be, which is good. And that's the problem too. It's because if the video's longer than you expected, and you really put detail into your editing, it takes a long time. which is why sometimes I don't post on the weekend. On some weekends, which is why I take a long time to post, because sometimes I take videos and it's just too long to edit. Same with this one, I just could not do it. But eventually, I did it, which is always good. Anyway, I went a little off track there, but you know, you get what I mean. It takes a long time, it takes a long process, and this was just painfully, painfully slow. But like I said, we got it. Now, finally, the long-awaited moments, the long-awaited recording. It's finally here. I will say the reason why the sound is on is because I didn't have my mic in. I was on a call with a friend, and I don't know, that kind of helped me do it, as I didn't look at the clock as much. I was focused, and just them talking to me and me talking back to them, it helps, you know. It gave me motivation, it gave me power. But I did it, and it was because of the help of them. Close, yet so far. 1% at 5 a.m. I was so close. I could feel it. I decided to boop Freddy's nose for good luck. Then Freddy came. I thought it was over, but then it happened. The graceful chime of the 6 a.m. for joy. I yelled for joy. I was so happy it was finally over, regretting that FNAF 2 would share a worse fate. I was too happy. But you can never be too happy. I finally bet Five Nights at Freddy's 1.